Greetings everybody and welcome back to Ingenarius Cuborum, my Let's Play of Minecraft featuring the Feed the Beast Ultimate Pack. Last episode I built over there a system to actually generate power, and off camera I made my very first uses of that power to charge my mining drill and chainsaw. You recall I crafted those a couple episodes ago. There are other potential uses, however, for that. I didn't bring my Electrum up, did I? Oh well. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and grab my Electrum from my area downstairs. Not quite the last time I'll be using this area down here, but pretty close to it. I mean, at least for anything but smooth stone. At any rate, this ought to be good. Make my way past the still growing tree farm. And at some point I'm going to do something more permanent about getting wood. But it's not a priority at the moment. Smooth stone. I'm not short smooth stone. Yeah, there's my Electrum ingots. Just go ahead and grab those, bring them upstairs. It's not a short walk, about a 20-25 second walk. I can only do so much given the distances involved. It's not like this sky base is going to be uber compact, necessarily. Yeah, back into the elevator. It's a nice hill over there, and you can actually just make out a dark purple pillar. Actually, 2 or 3 of those dark purple pillars. Those are from Thumbcraft. I haven't actually explored that area properly. I can see it from here, but that's about the extent of it. Go ahead and grab myself a couple more diamonds. I'm going to put Electrum there. Diamonds here. You might have seen me do this last episode. In fact, you probably did. But anyway, I can at least get the glass fiber cable. Now, really there are 5 big things I need to make. The first is called an extractor. Alright. Hopefully I have enough materials to pull this off. So I'm going to go ahead and put redstone there and there. Copper cables on the top and bottom. Refined iron in the middle gives me an electronic circuit. And now I need 8 refined iron to make a machine block. I also need, I believe it's 20 wood. 20 wooden planks. Well, easiest way to get them is to crack open 5 oak wood logs. And I'm going to turn the oak wood planks into these tree taps here. And finally, there we go. 4 like so. Machine block on the top, electronic circuit in the middle. That gives me an extractor. Alright. Number 2. Let's see, the lap pack, which actually requires lapis lazuli blocks. And unfortunately, I think, I have to use a compressor to get those. So before I can make the lap pack, I do need a compressor. So let's sort out the recipe for a compressor. It's another machine block. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and make myself another if I can get my mouse under control. Electronic circuit. There we go. Electronic circuit, machine block. And now I have to run over to my barrels to actually get some smooth stone to finish off the compressor. Of course, I probably should have checked to see if I actually have enough lapis lazuli to pull this off. I might not, actually. let me make my way back to my temporary workbench area. I'll have to move this over off camera, I think, some point in the not too distant future. While I'm at it, oh yeah, I've easily got enough. Alright, so I'm actually going to go ahead and grab 54 lapis lazuli. I think my explorations in the forest have given me some sticky resin, and also a fair bit of rubber wood. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab all my rubber wood and the sticky resin. Go ahead and take the glass fiber cable over with me. Make my way over here to my industrial craft area. I've basically decided that this area over here is going to be for power generation. And then this area here is where I'm going to have my industrial craft machines. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by putting the extractor and the compressor here. As you can see, it's filled up with power already. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lapis lazuli in the compressor. I've got my rubber wood, or at least a good chunk of it, in the extractor. In the meantime, I have listed in my plan for this episode to make a macerator and an electric furnace. It is not a guarantee that I'll have the resources to make either of those. I mean, I could make both of those. Certainly I can check. Electric furnace, iron furnace, electronic circuit, and 2 redstone. So that's not too bad. So make myself another electronic circuit. There we go. I need an iron furnace, so go ahead and craft myself a regular furnace. Grab 5 iron out of here. Yeah, 5 iron out of there makes electric furnace. So the iron furnace plus 2 redstone plus an electronic circuit is the electric furnace. Alright. And that way I don't have to go downstairs if I need any more refined iron. Now the macerator. Okay, so I do need a machine block. So go ahead and craft myself another machine block. Now I also need what's called an advanced circuit, and to make an advanced circuit, I know I'm going to need to make another electronic circuit. There we go. Grab 4 redstone, 2 glowstone, 2 more lapis lazuli out of here. I can go ahead and put all of that up there, put the electronic circuit in the middle, and that gets me the advanced circuit. So machine block, advanced circuit. I'm going to need 3 diamonds. And keep in mind that this is a recipe adjusted by Greg Tech, which is why it requires diamonds at all. Where's my flint? Ah, here it is. So go ahead and grab myself 4 flint. Et voila, a macerator. For some reason, I can't help but think that there's another basic industrial craft machine that I have yet to craft. Let's see here. Alright, so it looks like my lapis lazuli is done. So I can go ahead and put my macerator and my electric furnace here. Yep, I'm in good shape there. The compressor's done. The extractor is still working. I'm getting only marginal use of the generator simply because the extractor doesn't use that much power. Each of these industrial craft energy is actually measured in EU, electrical units. A geothermal generator, for the record, can generate 20 of these electrical units per tick. The maximum input of an MFE is 128, but remember, that's per packet, not per tick, necessarily. And since each generator produces its own packet, even though these 8 generators between them are producing 160 EU per tick, this MFE can safely handle that, even though it's limited to 128, simply because it's divided across 8 packets. Now, this low voltage transformer takes 128 EU per tick input and gives a 32 EU per tick output. 32 EU per tick is what's needed to run these machines. Any more than that, without specific upgrades, and they will blow up. Yeah, I think that's enough of that explication for the moment. I need to make a lap pack. But first off, I need to get over here because I also need a lap pack, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and grab myself some redstone. Now, I know I need, I believe it is 25 tin. So I'm going to go ahead and craft myself 6 RE batteries. Let's see, I can make a bat pack. So I need an electronic circuit. There we go. There's my electronic circuit. Tin on top. The RE batteries on the sides. Ah, I had the order of the electronic circuit and the tin inverted. Okay. So now, I just need to check the recipe for a lap pack. That's this right here. It requires my bat pack. The 6 lapis lazuli blocks I just made. I'm going to need 2 more glowstone and 2 more lapis lazuli to go in here. And I also need 6 more cables. So I'm hoping I have 6 rubber out of my extractor. I should with any luck. Just give me a minute to make my way over here. Oh, easily. In fact, let me just let it grab 1 more any second now. And there we go. 18. That is enough to make 18 copper cables, which is going to leave me some room for future use, at least for the moment. Make my way back over here. I'm actually going to use, I think, this project. Well, no, let me pick up 6 more copper first. Now I go over to this project table, put in my copper, put in my rubber, get my copper cables. Now I need 6 copper cables to make my electronic circuit. And I need to craft another one of the, yeah, it's the corners that have the redstone. And the glowstone and the lapis is the advanced circuit. So advanced circuit, bat pack, 6 lapis lazuli, and I get this lap pack. And the lap pack has a capacity of 300,000 EU. That's quite a bit. That's about half my MFE. And in fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and charge up my lap pack in my MFE over here. It's a nice place to do so. It is going to take a little bit, and yes, believe it or not, that lap pack is charging faster than these geothermal generators can actually refill the MFE. Albeit not necessarily by all that much. Let's go ahead and put the last of my rubber wood in the extractor. Now, there is one other thing I need before I can really move on, and in particular before I can get any sort of automated resource gathering. In order to actually automate the gathering of resources, Q-U-A-R-R-Y, I'm going to want to build this quarry. Now, this is expensive. Requires an advanced circuit, 7 gears, 3 iron, 2 gold, 2 diamonds. It also requires a diamond drill. Oh wow, they've actually changed the recipe a little bit since the last time I've played this. I remember that being a titanium ingot. It's now a titanium plate. Let me think. So it looks like I still need to get a titanium ingot. So how do I get titanium ingot? Let's see here. Industrial blast furnace, I can get a titanium dust. Somehow. Let's see. Tiny pot of titanium dust. How do I get I need this bauxite dust, which requires bauxite ore, but I haven't actually been able to find any bauxite ore in the world. Let's see, is there some other way? Advanced plating. But what's the requirement for the solenoid? Interesting. Interesting. I think I found a crazy way to get it. Anyway, let's see here. Let's get the advanced plating. Alright. So, yeah, I think I'll go and go back to base. I mean, I remember it being quite a bit more complicated than it used to be. But I think I just might have a way to get my diamond drills. First off, I'm actually going to go ahead and take a gold ingot. If I put a gold ingot in a crafting table by itself, I can get the gold nuggets. 2 gold nuggets around a piece of redstone got me 8 of the wirings. Let me double check the recipe real quick. Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, just around plain iron. Because I'm not going to waste steel on that recipe. So now I'm going to go ahead and do this like so, and that gives me a solenoid. And then 5 diamonds added to the solenoid is going to give me the advanced plating. No, wait, hold on a minute. Advanced plating? Well, that can't be right. Yeah, it says advanced plating. So why don't I check the uses on that? Uh-oh. It's giving me 5 diamonds, so I can get the diamonds back at least. Well, so much for that plan. I still need to find some way of getting this diamond drill without having to get bauxite ore. It looks like that advanced plating, yeah, it's not gonna work because I actually have 2 recipes, and the diamond recipe is the dominant one. Let me think here. Block of titanium. So really, the only way, yeah. So it looks like I'm gonna have to, ooh, titanium dust. Now, is there a way to avoid, well, if I made enough scrap boxes, I suppose, but I'd prefer not to because that's a 0.01% chance, which is kind of low. The problem with a tiny pot of titanium dust, if I could get a titanium comb, but that's going to be a good ways away. Bauxite dust, but that's going to require me to macerate this bauxite ore, or probably just pulverize it actually, simply because it's going to give me this chance at aluminium dust. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to be doing a bit of mining off camera in the vain hope that I might find some bauxite dust somewhere. I shall return. Well, as I said, I'd had some difficulty finding bauxite ore. Looked it up on the Feed the Beast wiki, and it led me here. You can see Byzantium is 750 blocks that way. What I actually did was I took my plane out from Byzantium, flew west of Mediolanum because I knew there was some forested areas to the west. I think, yeah, to the west of Mediolanum, and I wanted to make sure that they were the right biomes for getting this bauxite ore. This is honestly probably the only bit of mining you're ever going to see me do on camera, and it's just a matter of me needing and not previously having... Uh-oh. I think I lost that one. I'm not sure what exactly is going on here. Anyway. Let's see. Surely this bottoms out somewhere. It does, but it takes me all the way to bedrock before it bottoms out. Yeah, so might as well just fill that in. I have to admit, that's a weird one. I wonder if it's related somehow to the fact that there's bauxite here. Alright. Now, of course, that won't be the last bauxite I mine out. In fact, yeah, let me see if I can get that titanium dust. Fortunately, the tiny pile of titanium dust. I need 12 bauxite dust to get 2 tiny piles of titanium dust. Alright. One of these ores will give me 4 bauxite dust, so I mean, yeah, 21 will get me started, but it's not really going to be enough to last me a while. On the plus side, lapis. I do seem to go through a lot of that stuff. At any rate, I'm going to go ahead and finish off my mining expedition off camera. I shall return. Ooh, more bauxite ore. Alright, so as you can see, I've got some bauxite dust in my inventory. I've been processing bauxite dust in my macerator, which is currently obscured by a blast furnace. I'll have to do something about the placement of those blast furnaces, but it's not a priority at the moment. I might consider cleaning this up, but it's not a huge priority. Alright, I need 2 advanced circuits. So let's go ahead and craft myself 2 electronic circuits. Go ahead and put the circuit in there. Redstone in the corners. I need 4 lapis and 4 glowstone. Go ahead and put the glowstone there, the lapis there, and that gets me my... Okay. I'm not sure why that didn't work, but that gives me my 2 advanced circuits. Now, the magnetizer is going to require these iron fences. Yeah, something tells me I'm going to be smelting more refined iron. I've also managed to grab my sticky resin back into my inventory. I dropped it off so that I could go on my mining expedition. Now that I'm back from mining, I need the sticky resin, I dare say. I'm going to go ahead and put the iron in my electric furnace. In a matter of a few seconds, yeah, I'll have that full stack of bauxite dust. I had to remove it to clear that out because otherwise that ore would not continue processing. I'm not going to fret about the extractor at the moment. I've got rubber, which should last me some time anyway. Let's see. Make my way back over here because I know I'm going to need more cables. So let me go ahead and grab 18 ingots. Go ahead and put copper in the middle, down the top and bottom. That's going to give me 36 copper cables. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the wiring, and the gold nuggets, and the cobblestone, and leave the glass in there for them. Maybe I'll leave the iron bars. Definitely bring out the stone wafers. Alright, so let's see. Go ahead and put the stone wafers, the silicon chips, the wiring, gold nuggets. Yeah, I just put it all in. Except the cobblestone. I didn't want the cobblestone in there, because the cobblestone has its own barrel. I might consider saving through the night. Actually, I think I will. Still no way of getting grass up here at the moment. That is one thing I will eventually have to work on, but it's not a huge priority. What is a huge priority is getting myself some diamond drills. I'd actually like 2 of them. One for my personal use and one for use in the quarry. Alright? going to go ahead and check on my refined iron over here real quick. There is a small part of me that is wondering if I shouldn't maybe try to build a car from Flan's mod so that I can get around a little bit easier in my base. I'd like to think I've got my roads wide enough for that. Although, of course, I could be wrong. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's see. Alright, so go ahead and I've got my machine block. Go ahead and put the machine block there. Iron fences top and bottom. Redstone on the sides gives me the magnetizer. I need an extractor, which shouldn't be too big a deal to sort out. So let's go ahead and make an electronic circuit. And actually, while I'm at it, the electrolyzer will also require its own electronic circuit, so I might as well make a second one. Alright. Now, the extractor requires its own machine block, so does the electrolyzer. But I can at least give myself some tin to make these empty cells so that I can make the electrolyzer. Let me think. I can make the electrolyzer now, actually. Go ahead and put that like so. Electronic circuit down there. The empty cells. I thought that was the recipe. Oh, no, I switched the electronic circuit in the machine block. There we go. That's the electrolyzer. I'm also going to go ahead and grab, let me think. No, I need one more oak wood. Let's go ahead and turn all that oak wood into planks. There we go. Not yet, because I still need to craft the machine block. But with any luck at this point, I should have enough refined iron to make the machine block. And I'll also check on the other machines. Okay, so the extractor is finished. There's nothing in the compressor. Macerator's done. Electric furnace is in good shape. So now I'm making my way back to my crafting area. I have to admit, part of me is wondering where I should ultimately put my crafting area. But at any rate, let's see here. Go ahead and craft myself one machine block. Alright, machine block in the middle, I think it is. Electronic circuit on top. And the 4 tree taps on the sides. Or no, it's machine block on top of electronic circuit. Alright, and that gets me the extractor. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the, let me think. So it looks like extractor, electrolyzer, magnetizer. Okay, so extractor, electrolyzer, magnetizer. Am I sure I got that right? Extractor, electrolyzer, magnetizer. Advanced circuits. Well, I think I could take a stab at why this recipe isn't working. Of course, it does say extractor, electrolyzer, magnetizer to advanced circuits. What's in the corners? Looks like nothing, but there is actually stuff there. These refined iron plates. And for that, I need a plate bending machine. So let me go ahead and pull out the recipe for that. Alright. I need 2 compressors. Yeah. Something tells me this isn't even going to be enough. 2 compressors. Where's my smooth stone? And if I suddenly sound a little bit more frustrated, it's because, well, The brief transition that you're seeing reflects about 3 hours real time, which I spent having to diagnose a really weird issue that was causing some really weird lag. What does it mean for you? Well, Optifine's installed now, and Portal Gun, Gravity Gun, and Twilight Forest have all been uninstalled. Alright, I can at least get the 4 pistons. Let's go ahead and do that. Redstone at the bottom. I know I need more refined iron. Ooh, I think I needed 4 of those, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Anyway, let's see here. Let's grab some wood, turn it into planks. There we go. So now I need 2 more electronic circuits and this conveyor module. And the conveyor module requires an RE battery, and something tells me it's going to require more cables. Well, wait a minute. I do still have some copper left over, don't I? Yeah. Or not copper, some rubber. So it would be easy enough, I think, to just convert it all into cables. But I do still need more of the refined iron. I might have cut my view distance, but let me see if I can't bring that back up. Let's just try it on far then. Alright. Ooh, I guess I still had some refined iron in there that I hadn't gotten out. Oh well. Something tells me I'm going to run out of refined iron again before too much longer. Alright. Evidently the world has to reload because I changed the view setting to far. Alright. At any rate, let's see here. Alright. So I think in order to make that conveyor module, let me think, I need 3 iron. Let's go ahead and put 3 iron in the middle. Electronic circuits, that... No, I wanted the conveyor module. Just glass on the top. Thought I had it. Conveyor module. Oh, no, it is refined iron, in fact. Oops. Yeah, there's my conveyor module, so I can go ahead and put my iron ingots back up. I'll go ahead and put the rest of the rubber in there. Let's see, I've got my pistons, I've got my compressors. Yeah, so let me just make 2 more electronic circuits. Oh, crud. Crud, 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 crud. I'm out of redstone. This has not been my evening. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and go mining again. I need more redstone. I shall return. Alright, so I've done my mining. Go and get myself 2 electronic circuits. Now, let me think. No, it's top and bottom with the electronic circuits. The conveyor module in the middle. 2 compressors on the side. The pistons in the corners. Yes, and that gets me a plate bending machine. Alright. Now, let me check something. I believe it is 4. Yes, 1 in each corner. So I need to set up this plate bending machine in my industrial craft processing area. Actually that might work. Alright, just going to go ahead and set this up. Alright. I have to admit, I'm a little bit confused about the configuration. 2, 3. And there's my 4 refined iron plates. It would help if I had a texture for them, so that I could actually see them. But at any rate, now I should be able to put my refined iron plates in the corners. Advanced circuits, electrolyzer, extractor. There's my industrial electrolyzer. Alright. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and craft myself a half stack of empty cells. With a lot of tin, obviously. I may have some more work to do on that front. I don't know if even a half stack of cells will quite be enough, but it's worth a shot. I've also set up the second line over here under the floor, and this is a direct line from the MFE. It does not pass through this transformer, which means that this is a medium voltage line. Luckily for me, this uses medium voltage. Alright, so now I can go ahead and put my empty cells in there, go ahead and put my bauxite dust in there, and this is going to take a rather long time to give me my platinum dust. Long enough that I think I'll end the episode here. This has been Ingenarius Cuborum, everybody. See you next time!